7 years, 1 month, and 27 days ago, as a family, our lives changed. That was the day our son Mitchell took his own life. And to this day, we don't know why. Because Mitchell didn't reach out. He didn't speak up. He didn't ask for help. And that angered us. But amongst our family, friends, and community, it also created fear. Fear that this could happen elsewhere. So out of those emotions of fear and anger, along with my closest friends and family, we created Team 55, Let's Tackle Suicide Awareness. We created a platform where it was easy for this community to talk about their mental health. And a big part of Team 55 is an event we call Friday Night Lights. It's a fundraiser that we put together and run annually down at the Thomas A. Stewart football field. It's an event where we get to showcase our high school athletes playing the sports that they love. And we get to invite celebrity speakers to come and provide us a special mental health message for the community that gathers in the stands on that cool October evening. My favorite part of the evening is it's the one time a year I get to wear Mitchell's football jersey with pride. But this is 2020 and we have COVID. And therefore, we cannot gather together personally. So we've decided that without our traditional Friday Night Lights, we would still carry on and we would go virtual. For the fundraising, we've provided an online auction that we've been running that will close this evening. You still have time to check out the items that have been so graciously donated by our community supporters and sponsors. Go to www.giverg.ca/Team55FNL. Check out the items, bid, and help us raise funds that are badly needed by our local Canadian Mental Health Association to help keep running our assertive outreach for suicide prevention program. As for the message, we're going to provide it in this video. We've been lucky enough that our past speakers have volunteered to gather some of their friends, and they've all gotten together on this video for you to provide a message. And the message this year is, who would you speak to? Who would I talk to in my time of crisis? Very much like a fire escape plan in the school, where you know exactly where you would go in time of crisis. We need to create that plan in our mind. Who would you speak to? Find someone you trust, someone who's seen the best of you and the worst of you, and let them know that they are part of your plan. Maybe you know who you would speak to. Maybe you don't. I know who I would speak to, and our friends on the video tonight will tell you who they would speak to. Make a plan. Who would you talk to? Do it today. And together, we'll tackle suicide awareness.
So the question is, who would I talk to? First of all, my name is Michael Landsberg, and I've been part of Friday Night Lights in the past. Got to take that long stroll out to center field, wondering, does anyone care what I'm going to say? And I found out afterwards that people actually did care what I was going to say, because I was talking about mental health, because I was talking about my own mental health, which is not what self-centered people do. Self-centered people wouldn't talk about their mental health. What we do is, people like me, we share because it helps other people share. So your question today is, who would I talk to? And that's a great question for me, because I talk to people all the time. I mean, about mental health all the time, every single day, sometimes every hour over the course of a day. And the reason why I do that is because I've been through the crap of mental illness. I've been through severe depression. I know what it's like to go on medications. I know what success is, what failure is. So I'm a good person to talk to. I also know what it's like to understand suicide. For me, it was in a hotel room at 4 a.m. in the morning. And you know who I called? I didn't call anyone, because I thought, what can anyone do for me? And I realized now that was a mistake. So who would I call? I think the question is not, first and foremost, who would you call? The question is, who have you prepared for the call? Because you need to lay the groundwork in advance. If you are in a really bad position, and you call someone and they don't understand deep depression, and they tell you all the things that you don't need to hear. Things like, oh, well, you know what, you'll get over it, or it can't be that bad, or think of your family, all of these things. That's not what you want to hear. So clear the way with somebody in advance. And my person is dramatically taking off the sunglasses. Oh no, it was Kawhi Leonard last year. I scratched him out, of course, when he betrayed us. And now it's my wife, Karen, who understands, who wouldn't say to me, oh, it can't be that bad. She would say the right things. Prepare somebody in advance. That's my suggestion.
Hey there, it's Eva Avila. A few years ago, I was not doing well at all. I'm not exactly sure how I got there, but I went through a pretty serious depression. As a professional musician, I went through lots of highs and lows that got me to a pretty dark place where I found myself at the bottom of a barrel, had lost my joy of life. I was pretty hopeless and desperate, and I didn't know where to turn. I just knew I didn't want to give up, and I wanted to find that joy of life again that I've always had ever since I was a kid. So I said 3 words, 3 tiny little words that saved my life. And those words are, I need help. I found a few very, very close friends who I could trust and a few family members, and I said those 3 little words, I need help. In Canada and North America, we're so incredibly lucky to have these amazing resources. There's so many tools that you can go get and get professional help. So find somebody you trust. Is it a friend, a family member, somebody at school, a teacher? And just say those 3 little words, I need help. They really could save your life. So who would you call? Let's tackle suicide awareness together.
When I'm looking for support with my mental health or just need someone to talk to, I talk to my wife, Stephanie. I talk to one of my friends, sometimes my bandmates, and sometimes just other people I'm working with who understand what I'm going through. Let's tackle suicide awareness together.
Hi everybody, Fred Penner here. You and I may have connected along the way at one of my many performances in Peterborough. Well, today my thoughts are a little more serious than getting up on a stage sharing some music with you. Today I'm thinking about hope, about love, about the people you care about, the people who care about you. We all go through difficult times in our lives. We do. And when you're feeling particularly down and low, the question I have for you is, who would you call? Who would you call? Think about it. Let's tackle suicide prevention together. Okay?
Hey guys, Neil here from 3 Days Grace. I just wanted to say a few words in support of the amazing work that Team 55 is doing right now. And they are talking about talking, communicating. Whether you need help or you can help somebody else, I think it's so important to just talk and get it out there and not be afraid. If you had an excruciating pain in your side, you would go talk to a doctor. Well, sometimes there's excruciating pains up here, and it's not okay to keep that held back. I think it's really important to speak to people that you trust. I've learned that people want to help, and in doing so, you're actually helping other people because everyone can relate. They don't feel so alone. Now, who would I talk to? I would talk to friends that have seen the best and the worst of me, and I've seen the best and the worst of them, because you know, at the end of the conversation, it generally ends up as a laugh. You know, we laugh and we make fun of each other sometimes, but one of my closest friends who has struggled with mental illness always used to say to me, "Hey dude, happy 24." And I always kind of wondered what that meant. So I asked him, and he said, we're celebrating the day today, right now, this moment that we're in right now. If you feel good, celebrate that moment. And in that moment, if you don't feel good, if you don't feel well, then just recognize that time passes and there will be a happy 24 coming up. So let's tackle suicide awareness together. I'm Neil Sanderson. Take care.
I'm Chad Brownlee. Mental health is something that can affect any one of us. That's why now more than ever, it is so important to check in with our loved ones. And if you find yourself needing help, a single phone call to someone can make all the difference in getting you the support that you need. For myself, these past 6 months have been the darkest and most challenging time of my life, which I thought I could deal with on my own, but quickly realized I needed the support of those around me. There is no shame in reaching out, whether it be to a friend, a family member, crisis line, or healthcare practitioner. You are never alone. Let's get the conversation started and tackle suicide awareness together.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Ferreri. I am a content creator. I interview people for a living, and I get to meet a lot of people. Famous people, poor people, rich people, people of all walks of life. And I can tell you with certainty that everyone, every single person, no matter whether they're rich or poor, famous or not, struggles with emotions and has down times. And I can tell you with certainty that talking about it always helps. But here's the thing. Some of the feedback I get from people is they feel like they have no one to talk to. And I want you to reframe that and think about that for a second. How would you feel if someone came to you and wanted to confide in you and tell you that they were struggling? Would you want to help? Sometimes when we talk to other people, it actually helps the other person. So you have to think about that. I know I would go to my mom, but sometimes even in social media in the comments, that's a place. There are safe places to talk. And remember, we can tackle suicide awareness together, but we have to get talking and we have to trust each other.
Hi, this is Mike Fisher here. I just want to take the time to say thank you to Team 55, who's continuing to raise awareness for mental health issues and suicide awareness. I know during this pandemic and this time of uncertainty, the risk is even greater. And I know that if I have some mental health issues, that I can contact friends, a pastor, family members, or someone that I trust. And I think that's really important that we're talking to other people about our problems, and I know that you can too. Just find someone that you trust to talk about it, to help you through these things, and especially during this difficult time. Thank you again, Team 55, for all you're doing, for raising money and awareness at this much needed time. Thank you again, and together we can tackle suicide awareness.
Hey guys, Keel Thomas here. I'm happy to be on Team 55 Friday Night Lights. I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and suicide awareness, and I think it's something that everyone deals with from time to time. Mental health is something that is becoming much more talked about, and I think that's super important because people need to know that you shouldn't be ashamed of where you're at mental health wise, and I think everyone goes through it from time to time, no matter how happy or sad someone may be or how good someone's life may be. It affects everyone, and it affects everyone differently. So being an athlete and an entrepreneur, I've definitely gone through some tough times, and I just usually turn towards those closest to me and those who care about me, and usually I can kind of lean on them, and sometimes I don't, like anyone else, I don't feel comfortable going to my parents about stuff, but I have a ton of friends I've established decent enough relationships to go to them to talk about things, and obviously cousins and other family members as well. So it's just having that trust and knowing that you shouldn't be ashamed of anything like that, and everyone goes through it. It's just a matter of understanding what to do about it.
Hey, I'm Silken Lauman. I know how hard it is to reach out for help. 20 years ago, when I was really struggling with depression and anxiety, I reached out for help. And I was self-conscious. I didn't know how to get it. But I reached out to a friend who then reached out to a counselor. And I started to understand some of my issues and deal with some of my issues. Reaching out can make the difference between life and death. Don't go through this alone. You don't have to go through it alone. And with the right resources and the right help, life can be healthy and you can have mental health again.
Hi there, it's Kyle Dubas from the Toronto Maple Leafs. When my mental health starts to lag, the people that I reach out to that I'm close to in my life are certainly my family and also my closest friends and co-workers whom I have a great trust with. Whenever you feel your mental health start to lag, really for the first time I think you feel as though it would be perceived as a weakness when you talk to people about it. And I can tell you for sure that that's the exact opposite of being true. I find that there is a bit of a tentative nature about going about expressing what's happening with your mental health at first. But then when you express yourself to your family, to your closest friends and co-workers, I find that not only are they happy that you've shared with them what you're going through, but they also then really come onto your side and try to help you through anything that you're dealing with. And it's moments like that and conversations like that that can really lead to breakthroughs in helping your mental health go from a place of darkness or times when you're struggling to really bringing you back into the light. And that's what I would say is the keys to certainly having discussions and with the types of people that you want to have discussions with about your mental health when you feel it start to lag.
Hi, my name is Brian Bickle, ex-Chicago Blackhawk, two-time Stanley Cup champ. I just wanted to come on here to show my support towards Team 55, mental health. I know in my career I went through a lot of ups and downs, especially when I retired. Certain people you can lean on, friends, family, but for me, my wife was the person that I leaned on and to listen to what I had to say. It's a thing that we can't see, but hopefully we can fix and move forward. If you're down and out and have suicide thoughts, just know you're not alone and reach out to someone.
Hi, I'm Luke Richardson. On behalf of the DIFD team, we want to encourage you to reach out and get help if you're struggling, and also to ask a friend if you notice they're struggling as well. Conversations save lives. Let's tackle suicide awareness together.
Hi everybody, I'm Rich Clune. 4,000 Canadians die by suicide each year. When times get tough, I specifically have spoken to my brothers, Matt and Ben, my family, my parents, and I was fortunate enough to be introduced to a treatment center in Toronto named Renaissance. So when things get tough, I talk to them. Let's support Team 55 and let's tackle suicide together.
The question is, who would I talk to if I needed someone to talk to? And I could talk to my mom. My mom is like my hero. She was a single parent and she sacrificed more than I did for me to be standing here speaking with you today. She just sacrificed one thing after another and lived a much more challenged life. And so I could reach back and I could chat to her. On the other side of the camera is my daughter, and I've got 3 girls, and I could also talk to them. I've got several buddies, several really good friends that I could talk to. All this gray means I've been around a while, and so I actually have lots of friends, lots of people I could talk to, and the person I'd probably talk to is my best friend, my wife, Diane. And so I have lots of people to talk to, but that's not the case for everyone. But all I want to say to you today is you only need one. One person is all you need. But don't do life alone. Life is a team sport. That's why we call this Team 55. We are better together. And you may say, well, nobody cares. From this day on, you can never say that again because I care. It's important to me. You say, well, Pinball, you won't talk. I do want to know your story. I may not be the easiest person to access for you to tell your story, but your story is important to me. People care about you. We care about you. That's what this thing is all about. The human spirit is the world's greatest superhero. Life is about people, not stuff. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And in saying that, I hope you understand that people are what's most important in life. And when we do this thing together, we're awfully good. When we try to do it alone, it just doesn't work. Know this, right? Team 55 is there with you. You are not alone. Talk to somebody. Don't do life alone. Life is a team sport.
Hey guys, my name's Tyler Smith from the Humboldt Broncos. Approximately 4,000 Canadians each year die from suicide, and unfortunately that number is just way too high. I think we need to work towards that common goal of being able to educate yourselves on suicide and make sure that the people around you know that you were there for them and you support them and you love them. And having that support system, I know for me, has been a big thing. My friends, my family, my girlfriend, I always rely on them, and they always come through. So make sure you have that support system, and I'm teaming up with Team 55 with the Assertive Outreach Suicide Prevention Program. And I think this program is a wonderful way of making sure that everybody is educated on suicide prevention, and also this program helps with people that are contemplating suicide. So these programs like this is what we need to make sure that the suicide numbers don't go up. So make sure to educate yourselves. There's a bunch of crisis lines that you can use, Kids Help Phone, whatever. There's a ton of outlets, and make sure that you're using that support system. So let's tackle suicide awareness together.
Hey there, it's Jay and Dan. Hope you're enjoying the Team 55 Friday Night Lights virtual event. Because fundraising, it's 2020, so it's completely different.
Every event is a virtual event now.
Yeah.
We've just become used to it. It's kind of fun.
And admit it, you kind of like it because you're sitting at home right now.
That's right. And maybe you would have normally been sitting at a table with someone like Dan, and nobody would want that.
No.
So now you're home, and you don't have to do that.
So yeah, this is a great event. I was actually a part of it probably 5-6 years ago. And of all years, 2020, this is the year that if you're having problems, talk to someone. Just reach out. If you haven't heard from a friend in a while, give them a call.
I had lunch with a friend today, Dan, and it reminded me that we need to make those personal connections. Now, I was sitting at home on my laptop, and he was sitting at his house on his laptop, and we were eating sandwiches and discussing the sandwiches. But I still felt that connection, just as you will feel the connection as part of this virtual event.
What kind of sandwich?
Prosciutto.
Yummy. Toasted?
No, actually. No, it was like fresh Italian bread. I didn't want to mess with it.
I'm glad you mentioned a video call because hopefully you're bidding on all the auction items on this virtual event because we have one of them. A Zoom call. You can have a Zoom call with us.
Yeah.
We can talk about sandwiches.
We can talk pretty much sandwiches from the beginning of the... How long is the call? Do we know how long the call is?
3 hours.
All right, so it's a 3-hour call. We can go through different types of prosciutto. We can check out all the different Italian meats, not just prosciutto.
I don't know.
Get ready for that.
Maybe 20 minutes, half hour?
Okay, yeah.
How long do you really want a Zoom call to be? You lose interest after 15 minutes.
Probably going to be a good 3-minute Zoom call. No, it'll be longer than that. But we look forward to chatting with you, and we sure hope you bid early and often. Certainly, just because it's a virtual event doesn't mean you can't get off your wallet and bid.
That's right. And let's keep our fingers crossed that next year everyone is in person, not via video chat. Bid and bid a lot. See ya.
Hi, my name's Jack Beach, and I'm not a celebrity or an athlete or a TV personality. I'm a mental health educator, and I work with the local Canadian Mental Health Association right here in Peterborough, Ontario. And what my job is to go out and I get to teach people about mental health and mental illness. More or less, I get to teach people how to stay well. And I get to teach people about suicide. and how to support someone that might be experiencing thoughts of suicide, or how to get help if we're struggling ourselves. The number one thing I can ask of everyone watching this video is to reach out for support. Reach out to somebody you trust. Maybe it's a family friend, or a trusted coach, or a teacher, a mental health professional, a crisis line, the emergency room or hospital. Reach out to somebody that you can trust. Talking to somebody is that first step to getting well and being well. And if you know somebody that might be experiencing thoughts of suicide, direct them towards help immediately. Direct them towards that mental health professional, the crisis line, the family doctor. Direct them towards someone that you trust that can help. I really want to remind people that all of us, every single person watching this video right now, has the ability to support a person experiencing thoughts of suicide, to direct that person towards appropriate care. You don't need to be a mental health professional or a psychiatrist, psychologist, or counselor. We can all learn the skills to direct someone towards care. I want every single person, when they finish watching this amazing video with amazing testimonials from celebrities and athletes and stars talking about mental health, I want you all to Google search 2 simple courses: Safe Talk and Assist. Suicide alertness for everyone, and applied suicide intervention skills training. Courses that teach people 15 and 16 and up the simple skills of how to recognize if someone's experiencing thoughts of suicide, how to ask about suicide, how to direct a person towards care. CMHA, working closely with Team 55, has made these courses even more available to our communities, thanks to a fantastic partnership. And I would like to take this opportunity to let everybody know about these courses and encourage them to check them out in their own time. Thank you guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. And again, remember, we can take care of ourselves, we can take care of each other, and we can work towards a suicide-safer community. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Michelle Mackey, and I'm a news and weather reporter with 680 News and City News in Toronto. Each year, 4,000 Canadians will die by suicide. And in 2013, one of them was a dear friend of mine and a friend to so many others, an incredible young man by the name of Mitchell Pogue. Now, in response to the tragedy, his family developed Team 55 Tackles Suicide Awareness. And each year since, we have put on an amazing fundraising event called Friday Night Lights, but it's 2020, so of course, this year, it's going virtual with an online auction starting on the 18th. Plenty of amazing items to bid on. If you don't see something you like, you can still make a donation. And 100% of the proceeds are going to an incredibly worthy cause. The Assertive Outreach for Suicide Prevention program in Peterborough with the Canadian Mental Health Association. Last year, this program helped over 100 people. So again, make a donation, make it count. And if you are struggling, please know so many of us are with you. You are not alone. When I'm struggling, I talk to my therapist. I do it every month. I'm recovered from an eating disorder, but I still deal with periods of generalized anxiety disorder. Even when I'm not feeling sad or anxious, I still talk to my therapist every month because it's just as important to celebrate the wins. So, let's tackle suicide awareness together.